Alright, hey guys, and welcome to my probably last Insurgency tutorial, at least for a while. I don't really know what else really needs to be covered. Today we're going to be showing you how to make glowing things like night sights on your Insurgency guns. I'm just going to go a little bit crazy because I don't have really skin I'm working on right now, so I'm just going to make a lot of neon glowing colors. Alright, so let's jump right in. In this tutorial I'm going to already assume you know how to get your VTF files, and I'm going to assume you already know how to package them. If not, I have videos on that. I'll probably have links on the screen right now, or annotations, so make sure annotations are turned on, because if I forget something, I always add as an annotation. Anyway, let's get started. Just go ahead and also you'll need to have something you're going to use to edit the VTFs. I'm using GIMP with the GIMP VTF plugin. Again, if you don't have that, I'll have one of those the first annotation about how to make skins will show you how to get all this set up. Alright, okay, what have I not edited? Let's go to MP40. See, this one's easy. We got our V for, a W for our world models, and then we just have the DM for our standard file. Go ahead and drag and drop this into GIMP. I'm doing that right now. And boom. Here we go. I don't have my toolbox open, so I'm going to have to open these manually. Boom. And boom. They should open automatically. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is make a new layer for your colors. If you already have a layer to begin with, then great, I guess. But we're going to need to make a new layer. So just to give you an example, let's say that this was your first layer, and then you had a second layer of your design on it. What's the weirdest thing we could possibly do for a design? Let's just pick a pattern. What do you guys want? Me too. It's perfect. That's the most amazing looking camo I've ever seen in my life. Alright, so remember when you're doing the neon, if you're doing outlines like I am, you'll probably want to have your first layer invisible so you can actually you know, see the basic model you're working with, because this is all we have to know what the gun's parts are supposed to look like. Alright, so like I said before I got really distracted, I'm sorry guys, I'm extremely unprofessional. Name your layer something so you don't forget what it is. And then we will want to actually just start drawing. I'm going to make this red, because what goes better with black and yellow than red? I mean, right? So I prefer the paintbrush over the pencil. So look at this. The pencil, when you zoom in, it just gives a boring looking line, and the edges are very obvious. When you use the paintbrush, it blends it for you because it makes it look like a paintbrush. So it what's it called? It blurs the edges. Alright, so there's our redness that goes on top of the... Oh, okay, is this the right layer? Yes, it is. Good, good, good. Okay, so now we have our red. And I'm just going to blur this. Like if you have stuff like I just did, where it's an actual design, you may want to blur the edges a little bit, so it doesn't look just like, you know, a straight line. It makes it actually look more glowy when it's not even before you apply the glow effect. So it'll just look better overall. So to add a blur, I'd say you use this tool, which is select by color, and then select anything that's not glowy. Boom. And then basically everything except your red will be highlighted. Then click select, grow by 2. Then we go filter, blur, and let's do standard blur. Or you can try, and if that doesn't give you enough of a blur, like if you see here, it's not very blurry, you can do filter, blur, Gaussian blur, I guess is how it's pronounced. And then you can actually adjust it here. Give yourself more blur by bumping up that number. And there we go. Look at that. That looks a lot better. Alright, now as you can see by my magnificent looking gun skin, make sure it's still on the same layer. You can toggle that with a little eyeball. Now we're done with our design. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. I probably should have put like a flashing colors warning on this video, but whatever. Actually, I think it looks better like that. Let's just leave out the yellow. We'll not worry about that. That was a joke anyway. Alright, so I deleted the yellow. Okay, so now that we have our 2 layers here, we're going to need to actually export this. Alright, now that we have our design done, we can go ahead and put this into our skin. So let's go ahead and check this out real quick. We're going to go File, Select All, Edit, Copy Visible, so we get everything on both layers. We do File, Create from Clipboard. And now I am going to make a layer mask. So right click over here, say add layer mask, and we'll make it black. And that makes our entire thing disappear, but that's okay. Go back to here, turn off every single layer that is not what you want to have glow. And if you're making night sights, remember you want to have your night sights on this layer too, so they'll be part of what glows. Go ahead and do Select All, Edit, Copy Visible, and move back over here. Make sure your layer mask is selected. Just click it once. Remember the layer mask is the one on the right, and then click Edit, Paste, and then you'll have a slight glow or a slight highlight of only your glow stuff. Everything else looks invisible, but it's still there. So go ahead and click Anchor Down, and our design is actually done now. Let me go ahead and close this so I can show you in a second. Now we want to export this. I already have the correct folder here because I had a few cuts in this video. So, as you can probably tell by looking at the clock between now and then closer to the end, it's really weird. Anyway, so to find your correct folder, just open up Steam. Come on, there we go. Right click on Insurgency and then click Properties. It'll bring up this box, then click Browse Local Files. Then you go to Insurgency and Custom. If you don't have a custom folder, then you didn't watch my first video. Skins. If you don't have a skins folder, or basically you know where you're storing it. You're storing it in your skins folder, whatever you called it in the tutorial is where you'd go. Then go to Materials, Models, Weapons, and you want to have a folder for whatever your weapon was. It will have to be the same as this, as where it came from. So basically, I'm doing the MP40. I threw mine out of the MP40 folder, so I'm going to put it in my back. Wait, that's not the right folder. But you get the general idea, basically. I took mine out of the MP40 folder, so I'm putting it back in. So I'm putting it new MP40 folder here. Here, I'll go ahead and show you where I got it from. Like I showed before, I have all my stuff stored in my GFscape folder, and inside, if I wanted to find the MP40, it's inside Weapons, and under MP40, which is right around here somewhere. Here we go, MP40. So I have to have the same structure here. So Materials is the root folder, which I have as GFscape, and under it is Models, and then Weapons is the folder I extracted. So Weapons MP40. Once you have all your folder path set up, double click up here to get the full path. Highlight it, right click, copy, go back to GIMP, and right click, paste, and then hit enter, and I'll take it to the right folder. I was already there. And you want to have your file name as the same as the one before. I have a file here because again I had to cut the video, so I already finished but I had to start again. Your file name is up here in square brackets, weapon MP40DM. So you want to name it the same thing with .vtf at the end. And go ahead and click export and replace. Go ahead and click advanced and turn it to 8-bit RGB A888. It will automatically disable compress for you, which is nice. Click OK, and boom, it's exported. So the next thing you want to do after you actually have your skin saved is you want to actually edit the VMT file for it. So you make sure the names except for the extension is the same. So for me, I'm doing MP40DM, so my text file will be mp40dm.vmt. So go ahead and open that. I have my second one over here, which you guys aren't going to see. Alright, so this is what it should look like, something like this. You'll probably have more stuff in there too, but what you want to add is this line right here. I'm just going to put mine on the empty space because it's easiest. And you want to have self-illuminate. It's supposed to be self-illuminate, which is self-illum. 1, exactly as shown here. And you want to click File. Don't click Save. Click Save As. Because we have to put it in that same place where we had our other stuff before, which is right here. Remember that super long path we used before? We're using it again. As you can see, I already have one here that's from off camera. You'll not be overwriting anything, since you should not have anything in there. So if you don't want to have to retype the extension, just click on the left side and click Control V, and then put a //, and then you'll have your full path. See, it says Steam blah de blah de blah de blah de blah / weapon mp4d dm.bmt, and make sure you're watching this in HD so you can actually see what I'm typing. Go ahead and click Save. Remember, you won't have to overwrite anything unless you're saving again. This folder should have been empty when we first started. So alright, we have our 2 files, so we're about ready to start the game. So we're going ahead and jump into that gameplay. Alright, and now as you can see, if we walk over here in the corner, it's still just as bright as before. And ta-da, it's actually glowing. So that's pretty cool, in my opinion. You won't be able to hear my sounds because I have a special sound pack, so I'd have to do send D REST restart, and then you'd actually be able to hear it. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, it was gonna be a pretty quick video. If you want to know who taught me how to do this mod, I'll have a link to his Steam channel in the description. Just don't spam him with stuff, that would be mean. He's really nice enough to help me out. So, okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you later. Bye. Yeah, just see me run around with this thing real quick. Look at that. And one last note, really, please, I don't want to see a whole bunch of you guys using this on your world model guns, because yes, it will allow you to see your enemies in the dark, but it's super cheating, and I really don't want Insurgency to ban this, because then all my fancy gun skins won't work anymore. So just be responsible with this technique, please. Alright, that's the last thing I wanted to say. Let's just look at this in the dark real quick. Super nice. I can toggle on and off sweet FX and it looks exactly the same. So, alright, yeah, that's the last thing. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.